Cheetahs are extremely fast cats, and everybody knows that they've got a real reputation for speed. They can run up to 100 kilometers or 70 miles per hour. But they don't keep up this speed for very long. They're just sprinters. And so you'll actually, if you see them very often in the wild, you'll just see them resting. And unlike a lot of other cats who are nocturnal hunters, cheetahs actually will do most of their hunting during the day. But they're sensible about it, and so during the heat of the day, you will often see them lying around, but they will do their hunting and they'll look for their prey in the daytime, and they eat mostly medium-sized prey. So they go for impalas, gazelles, wildebeest calves, and zebras, and they'll even eat hares or large birds. So these mounds that you see are really quite common. They're actually termite mounds, but the cheetahs make good use of them because they do give them a good vantage point for looking out over the savanna, so they can kind of get a bird's eye view, if you will, of their potential prey.
What was it?
Oh, there was something getting warthog in the hole.
Well, warthogs are very vulnerable to predators, actually. They're slower than most of the other ungulates, most of the other prey species out on the African savanna, and they don't have very good endurance compared to the other ungulates. So they're slow, they can't run very fast, and when they do run, they can't run for very long, and their eyesight's not very good. And so they need burrows to help avoid predators, and they don't usually make their own burrows. They'll inhabit the burrows that other animals have excavated and then vacated for whatever reason. And they'll use those burrows not only to defend themselves, but most especially to defend their young. So the problem is that the juvenile warthogs actually have a really low survival rate in their first year. Less than half of them make it through their first year. They're very vulnerable to predators as well as things like cold exposure. And so the burrows are a good way of trying to protect them. And so the mums in particular will sort of basically camp out at the front of these burrows and use their tusks to fiercely defend their young when they can. And you see this cheetah ran off. Cheetahs are actually, they're fairly timid animals, and in the face of a fairly aggressive mum warthog, they often will back down, and you can hear of quite a number of cases of this happening.